Hey, Ardipithecus, whatever happened to your Sahelanthropus girlfriend? Did it ever work out between you two?
I am sorry to say that it just didn't work out. You see, I like to spend much of my time hanging out in East Africa. But Sahelanthropus and those chimpanzee relatives, they were bigger fans of Central Africa, and I found that we just weren't in the same place at the same time.
I know what you mean. I loved hanging out in South Africa, and that made it really hard for me to date Australopithecus afarensis because they like to hang out in East Africa.
I know what you mean. I was living on islands in Indonesia, and that made it really hard for long distance relationships with other groups of Homo to work.
I know what you mean. We Neanderthals, we tried long-distance relationships, but the presence of ice sheets during the last glacial maximum made it difficult to get from Europe to the other continents. Long-distance relationships are hard enough without ice ages, and so it just didn't work out between us and the other species of Homo.
It is a problem if you are simply not physically compatible with your significant other. Relationships are hard enough, but if your anatomical structures simply don't match well, this may doom a relationship. I have found that this has been a problem when I have tried to date those more ancestral groups which are related to chimpanzees because their hips have not modified their position for upright walking. And I have found this makes mating just a bit more difficult because members of our group are so small, only about 3.5 feet. It makes it difficult for us in relationships with individuals who are almost double our size. Just physically, there are issues as we try to be intimate because of this size difference. My previous partner and I, we were very much in love, but we couldn't have children. It turns out that where I have one large chromosome, which I labeled number 2, she had 2 smaller separate chromosomes. And some parts of my chromosomes had undergone inversions. So the genes were there, but just in a different order. And there were these mobile genetic elements like ALU sequences, which had moved to different places in my genes compared to hers. And as a result, despite our true feelings for each other, our kids just didn't do well, and we had trouble conceiving children at all. That was our problem in our relationship.